Hi everyone, my name is Patrick McGuire, CEO of North Shore Realtors. In 2023, NSR is celebrating 100 years of Greater Salem Association of Realtors. Each month, we're producing a video chronicling a decade of the association's history. Now will culminate at our annual meeting in October. Today, NSR is located here in Beverly, Massachusetts, with over 1,400 members all across the North Shore. And our story starts here in Salem. On June 25th, 1923, Jeremiah Blair, James Callahan, William Felton, David Fry, Albert Hatch, John J. Kennedy, William Nichols, Fred Norris, Roy Patch, John Rafter, and P. Joseph Wing applied to the National Association of Real Estate Boards to begin a new association named the North Shore Real Estate Board, located at 73 Washington Street, the city of Salem. The next day, June 26th, the application was approved at the National Board of Directors meeting in Cleveland, Ohio. Thus began the uninterrupted series of events that resulted in the North Shore Realtors. James Callahan served as the first president, alongside Roy Patch as vice president, Albert Hatch as secretary, and John J. Kennedy as the treasurer. Records also show John Ronan served as attorney for the board. From 11 founding members, the membership grew quickly, as evidenced by our oldest membership photo dated 1926. At this time, the membership included no women or people of color. The ramifications of that exclusion are still being addressed today. Between 1923 and 1933, the North Shore Real Estate Board had 3 presidents. The aforementioned James Callahan served from 1923 through 1924. Roy Patch in 1925, and David Frey undertook the presidency starting in 1926. Salem isn't the oldest board in Massachusetts. There are 3 other local associations already in existence. The Greater Boston Real Estate Board was founded in 1889. The Springfield Board was created in 1950. The Lynn Real Estate Board was just formed in 1921, although Salem does predate the State Association, which was founded in 1924. When the Massachusetts Association of Real Estate Boards was founded, Salem immediately made its presence felt on the state level. Walter Newhall served as the first MAR secretary-treasurer. James Callahan served as a director. William Felton served on legislation. Howard Rogers on organization. Albert Allen on resolutions. And David Fry on publicity. In 1931, Salem hosted the state convention, drawing national attention to the city. David Fry served as general chairman, alongside the state president, John O'Donnell. Some notable guests in attendance were Salem 6-time mayor George Bates and the national president Harry Kissel. Some discussion topics were not so different than what you'd see today. They include things like negotiating exchanges of real estate, or things like procuring business in bad times, how it can be done with satisfaction to all, while others felt a bit more different, like how can real estate brokers increase their insurance income? A full day of the convention was devoted completely to golf, which seems like it was quite the hit. The convention was called Unusually Profitable by the National Real Estate Journal, which for 1931 seems like quite a compliment. So, what was realtor life like from 1923 to 1933? You might imagine, real estate prices, they ascended generously during the Roaring 20s before crashing during the Great Depression. Though, it should be noted, the crash affected real estate less severely than other sectors like the stock market. As an agent, there was no state licensing laws. In fact, Massachusetts didn't start licensing brokers until around the 1950s. Most of the modern accommodations that seem like such a bedrock of today's real estate did not exist. There was no buyer agency. The local MLS had not yet been founded. You'd be more apt to see something like an open listing at this time. So that was where any broker who brought a buyer would receive the commission. That is, unless the buyer contacted the seller directly,
where in that case, no commissions for anybody. Zoning wouldn't be really codified for another 50 years in Chapter 40A. There's very little oversight on what a property owner could do with their property, which also could lead to some logistical problems. If someone's, for say, built a house in the middle of where the town or city was planning a road. Annual NAR dues were only $3, so adjusting for inflation, that would be approximately $30 today. Along with realtor membership also came, of course, the Code of Ethics. At that time, the Code of Ethics was one of the only documents that governed the behavior of brokers.
But under all these circumstances, a fledgling association in Salem was off and running. It was growing, it was engaged, not only on the local level, but also at the state and national level as well. It held all the promise of what could be, but what would the future hold? Join me over these next few months as we journey through the history of the North Shore Realtors.